Hey, what's going on, tribe? It's Red again, just hitting you guys up with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. So guys, I got a channeled message that come through yesterday from Adam. I haven't heard from Adam in a little while, but yeah, he decided to pop up with some messages for me that I thought I'd share with you guys. I think it's just related to the journey in general, but the topic was about pain and suffering and stuff. So it's quite interesting, and I've experienced a lot of pain and suffering on my journey, but with pain and suffering comes a lot of growth as well for the journey. So yeah, I'll just read you guys out what Adam, the channeled message that Adam wanted me to share. Alright, so it begins. Pain and suffering can lead to tremendous growth on your journey, depending on what. For instance, a dark night of the soul can push you to your limits, mentally or physically, where you think you can't take the pain anymore and you want it to end, and sometimes can lead to a suicide attempt, as you have experienced on your journey. Pain and suffering sometimes can have very important lessons to teach you. Not all pain and suffering can be avoided. Pain is inevitable, while suffering, on the other hand, is more of a choice in a way. Sometimes the ego causes its own pain and suffering due to past experiences. The ego likes to repeat scenarios and keep it in a repeating loop. So most of the time, your ego will judge future situations based on past experiences. Who am I speaking to? It is I, Adam. Oh, hey Adam, long time no see. Okay, please continue. Some will choose to, how should I say, sit in the suffering and try to understand what it is trying to teach them, whereas others will do anything to avoid feeling the pain of their current situation. Your famous line, dear child, is very accurate. Feeling is healing. Through mental or emotional pain, one can feel like they are dying. But in reality, this is the ego still holding onto control and trying to keep you in a cycle. As you've experienced on your journey, the ego will push you to want to end your experience, but when you are close to doing it, somehow you suddenly want to live. This is also the ego, and the ego knows its time is limited and doesn't want to end the experience, but it wants to cause pain. Pain can become addictive. When things are going too smooth, sometimes one can sabotage good things because there is no pain and suffering, and the calm and the unknown frightens people. This is why it is important to enjoy the present moment and to not have expectations or to judge your experience. Every situation has something to teach you, whether it's good or bad. It is your attachment to the experience which then makes it good or bad. Is there anything else you would like to add? Time is speeding up. One can feel like there is fewer hours in a day, and it's normal to feel you are losing track of the days. Time does not exist. The past, present and future are all occurring in the now. Time is an illusion. The best advice I have at this time is to try to ground as best as possible. Spend as much time in nature as you can. It will help you with the intense energies. And drink plenty of water will help the energies to travel through the body more easily. This is all for now, dear child. Thanks, Adam. So yeah, it was just a channeled message about the experiences and the challenges we have to face on our journey. Whereas and I can really relate to all of it, to be fair, because pain is inevitable. No matter where we are on our journey, we will experience some pain. Suffering, on the other hand, is more of a choice, which I've also experienced, sitting in the pain, when there are strategies to get out of it. But I don't know, I tend to learn through sitting in an experience than to try to avoid the experience. So for instance, some people may try to avoid feeling certain feelings and emotions because it brings pain. So they'll do anything to avoid that pain instead of feeling what they're experiencing. Whereas I will feel it, and sometimes feeling certain things will bring pain, which is interesting. Also, with the time speeding up, that is very noticeable. There are few hours in a day, and it's very noticeable. It's like I'll be doing certain things. I'm just going to use decorating for instance. Certain things I'll be decorating in my house, and I think it'll be a short job, and it ends up being a whole day job. Or if I go see a few friends or whatever, we'll be kicking it, and then hours would just fly by, and it's like, wow, like that only felt like an hour or so. So that's very noticeable. I'm needing a lot more sleep currently, just feeling exhausted and drained. So that kind of sucks because there's stuff that I want to get done, but I just it's like a rest period for me, or just, I don't know, just feeling drained in general. The Matrix once again. Every time I try to deliver a message. What else? Yeah, I'm losing tracks of the days. Technically, I've always been like this to a certain degree because I don't really like. Yeah, I just take it as it comes, should I say? But the days are kind of blending into each other. I'm not sure if this is also due to time speeding up as well. What else was in the message? 1 second, gang. To drink more water. I've been needing to drink more water as well, because that helps the energies as well. I've been trying to spend time in nature more, but trying to stay grounded is just crazy right now. So yeah, I've been spending more time in nature, but I need a lot more time in nature, man, to be fair, to get grounded, because the energy is like, yeah, I've just been all up in my head, and when I'm all up in my head, that means there's a lot of energy going on in the, I would say the top 3 chakras. So I need to ground that energy down to the lower chakras. What else? Yeah, and the dark night of the soul. Yeah, I've experienced that. If you've experienced the dark night of the soul, you know it's not pleasant, and all your past will come up to be surfaced, to be healed and released. When I had a dark night of the soul, I yeah, was suicidal and stuff, which was interesting. Looking back at it, when I was in it, it's not pleasant at all. But yeah, there was tremendous growth after the experience. But like a dark night of the soul can also lead to an ego death as well. So yeah, after my dark night of the soul, I had an ego death during that as well. So after I come out of that, I was no longer the person that I used to be, if that makes sense. So due to pain and suffering, there was growth and change. That's what I've experienced on my journey. And life will just, yeah, certain life lessons may bring pain and suffering to your experience, for your soul's growth, and that's what your soul, well, wants to experience and what you signed up for. So yeah, sometimes it can suck, but there's a lot of there's a lot of healing in that, as long as you're feeling what you're going through, not trying to avoid it. People tend to avoid their experience. It's called spiritual bypassing. People tend to avoid their experience or what they're currently going through, through drinking alcohol, taking drugs, becoming a workaholic, going to the gym too much. It's just about balance. So yeah, spiritual bypassing is quite frequent on the journey. There's been periods of time where I've been spiritually bypassing, like using drugs and alcohol to not deal with feeling certain emotions and processing certain stuff. But then it come to a point where smoking and drinking wasn't helping. Like the feelings and emotions were still coming to the surface. So yeah, you can't. There's no running from it, should I say? And that's just my experience. If you can relate to it, hit the comments and let me know your experience. But yeah, that was just a little channeled message from Adam, just about pain and suffering on the journey. How pain is inevitable, can't be avoided, but suffering is more of a choice. And I can relate to both of them. So yeah, let me know your experience, and let me know how your journey's going, man, because the energies right now is wild. But yeah, yeah, peace, love and light, tribe, and I'm gonna hit you guys up real soon. Thanks for watching.